Hello everyone. Welcome to the Stable Master 101. Today we're gonna talk about the changes, the impact. Remember they have a meeting last week, I believe it was on Tuesday, Wednesday, and now they finally publish the PDF file. So according to the website, shout out to Cody Colin. So I'm gonna read it from that website. They said they're gonna see the change, the impact from the latest Federal Reserve, and then as you can see, this is Powell's, and we're gonna read slowly on what happened. So on May 4th, the Federal Reserve highly anticipated day meeting. There were notable much needed change that Federal Chairman Powell announced. So they were saying that what kind of announcement Powell's gonna make. The first thing first, he said after almost a year, inflation would be transitory, and that way he's mentioned that, from example, on December, September, and then throughout January, he said that it was transitory and they got it under control. But the thing is, the price stability wasn't fixed. So that means that the tool it takes to some price stability, their tool will eventually get us there, but the tool are partly what got us in here in the first place. So basically they say they have a tool to put down the inflation, but the thing is the same tool they use put down inflation, the same tool they use to increase inflation. For example, we got blockchain, you got real estate, we got all those things that's monetary, for example Bitcoin, and then all that things that affected. You got COVID, and then you got war between Russia and Ukraine, and then all this affect the market. So they mention all that, and you see they say change that's gonna be here. The first is gonna interest rate. The Federal Reserve increases benchmark interest rate by 0.5 point. The range is now between 0.75 to 1%. So basically what they do, they see how the inflation are going down, so they put aggressive move, they add up 0.75 to 1%. So also 75 to 1%, that's more than they said the last time. The last time it was at 0.5, now it put 0.75, which is 25 to 50 point higher. And there were expectation, sorry about that, and then they say that the expectation was that a few months ago the expectation was that interest rate will only come a 0.25 point at a time. This 0.5% point increase was the sharpest increase since 2000. So basically they mentioned that from 2000 that's the sharpest, because the lowest economy is got the highest interest rate since it was 2000. So now in 2020, 20 years later, they have to put that because of inflation high. Official will allow up to 20 billion in treasury and 17.5 billion in mortgage bond to roll off every month in June, July, and August. So by next month they're gonna have those out. After that, they will allow 60 billion in treasury and 35 billion in mortgage security to run off every month, reducing the portfolio, serve as an additional way to move stimulus and leave borrowing costs. So that's why the market was crazy on the weekend, because they're gonna allow 30 billion and 17 billion and 60 billion and 35 billion. That's 90, 120, almost 150 billion gonna be out every month, June, July, and August, so they can keep down inflation, which is crazy, because this is why the market go crazy, because now they're gonna put in more money to put down inflation. We're gonna see how it's gonna react to it. It's gonna be a good thing or it's gonna be a bad thing. As you can see, the less than 2 months ago, the Fed announced its first interest rate hike, an increase of 0.25 point. We already say that. Now that meeting is over, the expectation is there could be more, 0.5 percentage point increase in future meeting. Instead of 0.25, we will get 0.50. We went over it already. The following two meeting maybe 0.5, which is on next month, which is June, I think between June 12 to June 14. That's gonna be the next meeting. The balance sheet will be reduced by 47 billion each of 3 months, then increase to monthly reduction of 95 billion. So between June, July, and August, they're gonna reduce the balance sheet. Reduce the balance sheet is gonna be a time to it's gonna be tightening the market. So that means a good thing. And then the market is so realistic. That's why you see people believing the market. But again, there's something difficult about the monkeypox that can probably affect the market pretty soon. This is where I believe the Fed should be more aggressive. The balance sheet is currently 9 trillion. 9 trillion that at the current rate it will take about a year to reduce 1 trillion for the balance sheet. So basically, if the balance sheet 9 trillion and take a year to reduce it, so that probably 9 year, and basically from 9 years, so every year, so basically you always behind. So it's gonna be a contradiction everything. So since the pandemic started about 2 years ago, we have added almost 5 trillion to the balance sheet. So basically, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, we add up instead of being I think 4 million, so we are almost 5 trillion. So basically we are 9 trillion, so we add up more. So you can see the pictures right there, and they can see from, or you can see from 18 to February 2022 how high it gets. Shoot, they get a big boost in February 1st 2020. So that's how much. As you can tell, also the Fed has been buying bonds to keep interest rate low and money flowing through the economy during the pandemic. So that's what the pandemic. Now the pandemic is over, reducing the balance sheet will help in controlling inflation. So they basically, that's what happened. They were gonna reduce inflation. So basically by if they reduce by 5 trillion, it's gonna be crazy. On Tuesday the market gonna go crazy, but we don't know when it's gonna see. This is gonna be next meeting, which is in June, which is gonna be between mid-June. So basically we don't know, it's gonna start on June 1st. So we don't know. The Federal is not aiming to reduce its balance sheet to zero, so it's never gonna happen. That's a not realistic view, because they're never gonna reduce that to zero. But because they want inflation make people scared. Inflation control the market. If they take it down to zero, that means there's no more inflation, so people are gonna invest like no other. But if they put it like they save money out there, so they can put inflation out there, people can still fear, and then they can control the market. More importantly, the issue arises when the next economic crisis occur. If the balance sheet is still large, we'll be in bad spot, especially if the next session occur 2021, 2024. One of the first meant to mitigate recession is expanding the balance sheet. If the balance sheet is already elevated, how effective would this still be? So basically saying that, for example, if they reduce the balance sheet right now, inflation gonna be gone by 2024. But if they don't, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be, if they increase it, it's gonna be difficult for them to control inflation. And they want to tighten the economy right now before going to the summer, because a lot of people want to travel. Since there's no stimulus package, we don't know what's going on. So right now, just let you know, this is the sheet that's push it out there about which the sheet. They just give you a PDF or what's gonna happen for June meeting. They don't know if they're gonna reduce the balance sheet yet, but for now we got a lot of billion. Got 30 billion treasury, 17 billion in mortgage bond, 60 billion in treasury, and 35 billion in mortgage. So basically that's a lot of money gonna be out there for June, July, and August. So midterm election is getting ready, so I think they're gonna start to tackle inflation by mid-June or the end of June, and then by September they're gonna be booming, and then so they can have election on November, so they can keep, everyone can keep their spot. So that was my intake, and give me a smash like the like button, share to someone that's new, subscribe, and this was Master Bro, Master 1. I'll see you next one.